What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday. Time for a Tuesday episode. What is up, Bobby Wobby? Already in the chat. It should be a big Catillion day. Hopefully, it's entertaining. I am tired. It needs to be an entertaining episode today. But yesterday felt like we were building to something, at least for once. As usual, I'll say that my stream on Paramount Plus is usually a minute behind anybody watching on CBS, and I will be typing notes. Hello, Book Chala. Welcome. Looks like we are beginning with the Catillion. Samantha fretting. Donnell being late. We get Jessica's parents. I guess they need them for her eventual pregnancy storyline. I think we're going down. We got some rather dramatic music already today. I know, Bobby Wobby. I'm surprised too. I will say the Cotillion does look good. Bobby always says the Cinderella music playing when Samantha started running. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Well, so I guess Cat and Chelsea have bad news. Randy gazing out a window. Good to see Elon and Marcel an actual stakeout. Haven't had a stakeout since the early days of this show. What's up, Kaiwan? Welcome back to the chat. Elon thinks Jacob is on top of things. It's crazy. They are taking some directing liberties with this episode that I like. And music too. But Charles says now Elon and Marcel seem like real police. Jacob not so much. I agree. Famous last words by our resident fuck up Jacob, I'm sure. Sorry, let me take some notes and then I'll go to the chat. Hello, Aaliyah. Welcome back. It's been a good beginning today, I think. Bobby says, why are they talking this show with all the open communication? I mean, that is a soap opera staple, but it does seem very dangerous for an undercover operation. Hello, ATC. Welcome. Kaiwan says, Jacob needs the help of Kat. Kat would have saw someone. Well, we have seen Kat do a better job than Jacob in the past at his own job. Bookchild says, all this nonsense for that little bit of plasma, they don't even have other droppers. It does seem like a little bit. Hello, Zachariah, who says, so we have a Catillion and a dangerous op. Yep, seems that is our big stories this week. ATC says, what disguises? Hello, Cassie R. Welcome to the chat. We're off to a much better start than usual today. I enjoyed the opening today. Just with the directing and music cues alone. And we met Jessica's parents. ATC says, I just hope Donnell shows up. I would assume he would, or it's going to be an awkward day for Samantha. I'm sure Chessie and old Anastasia are ready to talk shit to a 17-year-old. ATC says the directors on this episode seem more polished. Yeah, they're taking like different liberties rather than a regular old episode, it seems like. Zachariah says, I didn't like Samantha's acting. It was a little over the top, but I feel like they were going for that with the music and everything. Aaliyah, are you home today or what? Or recording it? Nice, nice. Bobby Wobby says, "After these 2 storylines, will it be boring for 4 months straight? I hope not." Maybe they can move other storylines along for once after this Impaler ends. Oh, the Dupree's to the rescue. Wonder what's up with Donnell. Wonder if we'll actually get to see it or if it all happens off screen. Oh, these 2. I don't love it. I'll be happy when we don't have to see Naomi just around sulking about this damn case all the time. Bookchild says, "You mean the people running the Cotillion doesn't have backup help? That's what it seems like." Zachariah says, "Somebody acting like nothing has happened." We did see Grandpa Gangster too. Bobby Wobbly is surprised Vanessa didn't try to bring Joey along. Great point. Here she goes. So this is why I like Jessica. I'll have to get to the chat during commercial because we actually have things happening for once on this show. Chelsea Cat to the rescue. guess I could go to the chat for now. Aaliyah asked, "Where's Donnell?" Hopefully, we'll find out. Taiwan, who are you saying has no compassion? Zachariah, probably Vanessa, I'm assuming that would be correct. Zachariah says, "They really are trying to make Nicole and Ted happen. It's annoying because they started this triangle mess." It's more annoying because Ted has not changed. He's still a fool. Leah says, "I think Chessie and Anastasia slipped some tires." Maybe they went that far. I could see Anastasia doing that. Okay, Sky, whoever you are. Suddenly, Vanessa just so worried about her children. Chessie could be a good character if they would just try and flesh her out more and have her less one note. No, I think she's as worried as June is and nervous. Oh, Lord. Oh, Anastasia, love that. All right, I can finally get to the chat more. Bookchild says, "Chelsea looks pretty, but too bad she's such a witch." She really is. I still stay as a character. They just need to add some layers to her. Bobby Wobby says they got better camera work in this episode for sure. The directing in this episode is a lot different than usual, which I assume they're going for. Z Hicks says Joey on Plasma Watch. Yeah, Randy's going to get to the bottom of that. Maybe even get involved in today or tomorrow's shooting. Hello, good afternoon, DGF, who says they look like dolls. Yeah, everybody looks great who is actually participating in the cotillion. Book Chalice says the fix is in. Samantha is the winner. Yeah, especially if the Duprees are all over this thing with their fingerprints. But like, should she be winning after this fall? Bobby Robbie says who fell? Samantha, because Chessie stepped on her dress. Diane says, coming in late. Hello, Diane. Yes, Chessie is mean. Hello, Miss Blue. Welcome to the chat to the first time, I think. Yes, Samantha tripped because Chessie stepped on her dress. ATC says they have much better directors. I think they just gave the directors more liberty for this episode. Z Hicks says Chessie taught to be jealous. She is a jealous something. Kaiwan says the Duprees are cheaters. I mean, if they cheat to win for Samantha today, maybe, because their fingerprints are all over this cotillion today. ATC says, I think Donnell is there to pick her up. You think Donnell arrived in the nick of time to be the hero? I could see that. Hello, Dee Dee. You were screaming at Chessie? Oh, you were right. Good call, ATC. Hello, Katressa. I mean, I don't know if Doug is really alive, but hopefully by the end of the week. Yeah, Cowan's Survivor has had 50 long seasons, the recent one not being good. I agree, Z Hicks. They are a cute couple. Yeah, DGF, I'm always a minute behind on Paramount Plus. I mean, Chessie is a good bitch. I'm still rooting for Jessica. Bookchild says, I do hope they keep Chessie after the cotillion is over. Me too. She could be a good character with more development. Welcome, Ali Bordeaux. I feel like Jessica was doing some Michael Jackson or something. Uh-oh. Of course, Randy gets caught because he can't do anything right. And Randy could be working with Marcel after the whole Doug thing. Oh my god, of course, here comes Derek. I think someone getting shot today. I don't know who, but that's what it seems like. DGF asks, "How do you all feel about mixing these storylines?" I mean, it's going better today than the last few months. Kathy asks, "Why did Derek show up dumb?" He was following Grayson yesterday, I think, when Grayson said, "Ashley's life could be on the line too," or something. Ali Bordeaux says, "Everyone looking beautiful." I agree. Bookchala says, "I knew Derek was going to show up." Yeah, me too. He was the one I was most concerned about after yesterday's episode. Cassiar asks, "What is he doing there?" Well, one thing about Derek, he does make dumb decisions. Kaiwan says, "Not my favorite character might get killed for the most useless character I've ever seen." Who's your favorite character? Aaliyah says, "This is why I think Derek is about to die." It's a possibility. I wouldn't love it over others that should be dying. Dee says, "I love what the writers are doing so far, showing more than one storyline." Yeah, and, the directing and music today is definitely on point. It is the music is good for the cotillion, very regal, very demure, and then for the Impaler storyline, it is dramatic. ATC says, "We will have weeks of mourning Ashley, either Derek or Grace." And, oh my god, don't remind me about that. I don't know if I could handle that for weeks. Ali Bordeaux says, "I hope Derek don't ruin the stupid Undercover storyline." He might. If they do kill Derek, they have not done a very good job of building to his death, unlike Jacob or Grayson, which I feel like they've actually built up, or even Ashley for that matter. I think we might have a situation of someone getting shot at the end of this episode. Maybe a classic, 2 or 3 people are fighting for a gun in soap opera style. You don't know who it went off on. Dee says, "I was hoping something was mentioned that Samantha was the one that pushed for the free clinic." They do tend to drop that from poor Samantha and not give her credit. ATC asks, "Why does Elon think his son is doing a good job?" Your guess is as good as mine, because that's what the show wants to tell us he's doing when we've seen him not do a good job. Jacob just pulling people aside in the warehouse like it's not, peculiar. I can't talk. Why does Ren not look around more? Leah says, because he doesn't know he was shagging Naomi while undercover. Oh, yeah, that's true. Elon does not know that part. Derek hiding behind the crates. Well, here comes Impaler Jr., Leah. Dee Dee says Derek may be the one killed. He's so stupid. I guess that's one consistency for Derek. He is stupid. Yeah, Ali, they did show that in the preview. Well, Jacob is about to be discovered. I wonder how much time the actors actually got to practice this dance, knowing how quick soap operas are shot. I mean, if they're going to do all that, why did they get all up in arms with what Jessica did earlier? I thought that was pretty good. Jessica's parents are not enjoying themselves. DGF says, "What if Joey's potential sister catches a hot lead with a rare blood type which only Joey can donate? The irony, that would be ironic if she is the impaler." Kaiwan says, "At least they're doing good waltzes." They are. I thought they did a really good job. Ali Bordeaux says they probably had weeks to practice. They must have had some time to practice because it was some Katag. Bobby Robbie says, "Who are the important people Leah is waiting on?" I would assume the Impaler is who Leah is waiting on. DJ says Jessica's neck is long. Leave Jessica alone. I want Jessica to win. ATC says, so Leah's not the Impaler. No, she's Impaler Jr. Ali Bordeaux says, I enjoyed the dancing. They did a great job. They did. Aaliyah says that was a cute routine. Aaliyah, you're the one that was in a cotillion, right? Does this is this true to life, this cotillion? Hello, WD We Explore and Chill, who said that was so pretty. Now I have to rewind to see what happened when Samantha tripped. I had to answer the stinking door. Wow. Donnell was there in the nick of time. Alton Davis said, "Why didn't Jessica's parents enthuse of what happened with what Jessica performed?" Yeah, they seem very judgy. They seem like they would get along with all Anastasia with the way they're acting. DGF says, "I see the investment in the cotillion and I appreciate it." They did go all out for this party. Like better directing, some real music, some real dancing. Kathy says this was better than Winterfest. Yeah, well, I mean, not hard to top, but it definitely is way. James says this episode is as strong as Superman so far. BTG Black Excellence at last. Definitely a solid episode in pretty much every way so far. Cassie R says that was a cute routine. I have enjoyed the episode so far this week. Yes, I mean after the long last 4 or 5 weeks, I feel like this week might finally be some payoff. Aaliyah says Jessica's parents are bougie. That's how they're acting. Z Hicks says maybe Joey or sister Heather is the impaler. I've been thinking it's Heather for a couple of weeks now, at least. Bobby Wowie says the producers of the show said they were going all out for that event, and they are. Dee Dee says, heck, glad they had it in the budget to show us. No complaints. They must have prepped the budget for this. Miss Blue says now we need a courtroom. I'll believe it when I see the courtroom. ATC says maybe this is how Heather enters the story. I'm not convinced we're going to see the Impaler yet, but maybe they'll prove me wrong. Because I feel like something's about to go very wrong and someone's about to get shot, and thus others will get caught by this police thing with Elon and Marcel outside with the stakeout. But I don't think the Impaler is going to be caught yet. Yeah, Dee Dee, Jessica's family is a lot so far, which is why I think even more we might have a pregnancy storyline so they could just be very upset. Ali says, since the show has been so boring, I hope the writers deliver a strong end of May sweeps. They're trying this week at least. ATC says Joey knows his sister may be involved. That's why he sent Randy. You think so? Could be. DGF says Well Like to Live had the best courtroom. They did have a good courtroom. Bookchella says maybe Ren will take a shot at Jacob if Leah recognizes him and instead ends up shooting Derek behind the crates. I could see that, unfortunately, for Derek. Yeah, Leah, they gave Joey a house before Vanessa. They're really pushing this Ted and Nicole shit. Barbara Gray said the waltz dance scene rivals that of Bridgerton. That's some big talk. I've never watched Bridgerton. Kaiwan says, I guess they're tired of Nicole, this Nicole dating two men bullshit. They must be, because now she's dating three. Or be. Jessica's Papa not happy. She is. Your mother is a waste of time, Donnell. Aaliyah, you might have been right. Maybe it was Chelsea that flattened some tires. Welp. So much for good old Undercover Jacob doing a great job. DGF, does Young and the Restless have a good floral budget these days? I haven't noticed. Barbara Gregg says Vernon walked away after seating Anita, but left Nicole and Danny seating themselves. I mean, I would have left Nico seating herself too. WD We Explore and Chill says poor Derek is going to be toast. It's starting to seem that way. DGF said she said mumble. Z Hicks says Jacob is blowed. James says Lord have mercy. I would still rather some of the other people die besides Derek, but I don't know. We Explore and Chill says Derek is going to save Jacob's life. I bet that's a possibility. Derek can go out like a hero. He couldn't be a fireman anymore, but he still went out like a hero. Barbara Gregg, you're getting a lot of June. I know you love June. You're getting a lot of her this week. Book Chalice says Jacob finally blows it. Finally. I'm surprised it's taken this long. Bobby, I think today's cliffhanger will be whatever gunshot is being fired. Book Chalice says if he hadn't changed the drop location, none of this would be happening. Miss Blue says very happy for June. This is her moment too. Yeah, I'm happy for June too. She's having a good week. I would like for them to, figure out a new storyline for June though in general. Aaliyah also thinks it's going to be Derek. DGF says, I must confess that I didn't watch one full episode on Paramount without ads last week. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat today. It's actually a good episode today. Things are happening. James says it would be nice if Jessica's father's attitude has her staying in the DMV and going to Banneker with Tyrell. I would like that. I feel like it's going to be a pregnancy that makes that happen, but I would like that more than a pregnancy. Z Hicks says Derek or Grayson will be hero. I guess Grayson is a possibility still too. Bocello thinks Derek will sacrifice himself. Ali Bordeaux asks, how did Jacob think putting on a hat would hide his identity? It's been a question the whole time. Miss Blue says, let it be Grayson and not Derek who dies. I hope so as well. Hello, only one Adrian, who says, I think Jessica's going to win Platinum Deb. That will shut up her parents. I didn't know she had a 4.0. That's what I've been hoping for. Hello, Devin. Welcome. Jacob is not dead yet, but I think someone's going to be shot at the end of this episode. Well, I guess better late than never to bring these two together again. Ain't nobody like Chessie. Barbara Gregg says Derek go support Ashley because Grayson's putting himself away. We know Derek is too stupid for that, unfortunately. I thought so, Bookcella, that new Ted was wearing old Ted's black suit. DGF thinks Jessica's father reminds her of Angie Hubbard's dad on All My Children. I've seen some of those scenes. Not enough, though. Well, that's random for Nicole. So Nathan's a drinker. Yazzie Hicks, nobody should like the snobs. Well, if Jessica gets it, we explore and chill. She's gonna book it. Well, many things happened today. What a change in pace for the past month. Like more's happened today than the past month. I agree. DGF cat looks great. Kaiwan remembers Angie's dad on All My Children. We explore and chill wants Jessica to win, but I don't know if she's gonna win if she's leaving. But says this was the best episode in months for sure. Since like early in the year, maybe even November for me. Well, you got a lot to catch up on, Zachariah. More to catch up on today than the past month. We explore and chill says Jessica has better plans apparently. This is why I fear she's going to get knocked up. Devin, I think a baby might keep her in town. Zachariah, I assume you're talking about Donnell. I wouldn't answer my trash mother's phone calls either. It's not like she really cares. Aaliyah says maybe they'll announce Jessica won, but she won't be there to get the crown. That's possible. Miss Blue asks, where is Deanna? I do wish we could see her more. Teresa says Jessica will not want a baby. Probably not. Or she might just to stick it to her parents. Cassie, are they basically, I don't know. Ted was just wishing that Kat and Eva would get along, and Kat made a face, the typical stuff. Devin says Nathan's knocking up Jessica. I don't think so. James says Leah folded like an old pair of jeans. I hope she stays on this show. Everyone says she's leaving soon, so that's why she's a possibility of getting shot too. Aaliyah says that's a nice teen pregnancy storyline. I don't know if I necessarily want it because I don't like pregnancy storylines in general, but they've kind of hinted towards that. ATC is disappointed that Leah folded. Kaiwan asks if the bully is getting into a car accident. They set it up like he's going to drink and drive and crash into someone. Maybe Jessica and Tyrell for that matter. I'm Barbara Gregg, you're ahead of me, so I don't know who's driving in a car. I'll take Grayson killed off over Derek, though, which I never thought I would say 6 months ago. Thanks for, watching my wrestling video, DGF. Zachariah, we do have a rocking chat, I can't keep up. Is Deanna there? I haven't seen her. Oh, it's 'cause you're ahead of me. Deanna is there. I like Deanna's rocker look that she has going on. Yeah, Devin, they were attacking you on the comments. They attack me too on the wrestling videos, don't worry. Well, here we go. Honestly, I didn't know this show had action in them. What is Derek doing? You think everyone's right. Derek's gonna save Jacob and get his ass shot. Nah, I don't think it's Jacob. It should be though. I was happy to see Deanna too. It was very goth, DGF and Miss Blue. Well, that was a big episode for once. Pretty damn good. Bobby Wobby says that was too quick. Yeah, I don't think they wanted to show us. Allie thinks Jacob is shot, but I think it's Derek. Book Chalice says, who would that old lady officer? I don't know. I guess some random. Dee Dee says, Derek did see someone. Did that person get away? I don't know. Aaliyah says, no, Jacob. Diane says, best of the month. I mean, best of the last several months. Bobby Wobby says, the Impaler didn't show up. Yeah, I told you all. I don't think the Impaler is going to be found out yet. Cassie R says, well, damn. Thank you, Allie, for joining the chat for the watch along. Katrisa says, no, was it Jacob? I mean, it's possible. He was on the ground. I think it's a fake out. Kaiwan says it's got to be Derek. I think so too. Like several of you called earlier that he was going to maybe jump in front of Jacob and be the one shot. Denise says, where was Leah? I don't know. It all happened so quick, but I could swear I saw Leah getting up. So I don't think it was Leah that was shot. Kathy thinks Jacob was shot. Bookchella says, good show. Thanks for the watch along. It was good today. Chat was popping today. I mean, what a difference a good episode makes. So much happened today. compared to the last several weeks. DGF says, "Where is Tomas?" Unfortunately, not in the warehouse to get shot. That's who I wish was there, but we could never be that lucky. Dee says, "I have to go back and watch later. Thanks for the live. Let me know in the comments of the review if you can figure out what happened. It all happened so quick." Aaliyah says, "We didn't see Derek. That's why I think Derek was shot. We saw Derek about to jump in front of something. That's the last time we saw Derek." Kathy's convinced that Jacob was shot. I don't know. Hopefully, I would take Jacob's shot over a lot of people. Devin is asking, was Jacob shot? We don't know. It was the cliffhanger. We Explore and Chill said, "Glad I could be home chat today. I'm Veronica, or V, by the way. Thanks for the chat." Thank you, Veronica, for joining the chat. All right, let me go. Let me go think of my review later. I don't have a lot of time to record this review, even though there's a lot to cover. Devin surprised there was a cliffhanger. Me too. This is how Friday cliffhangers should be all the time. Book Chalice says, "I bet Derek is dead. Jacob may be shot, but still alive." Aaliyah says, "Are we watching tomorrow?" I mean, I'll be here all week this week, so I'll be here watching. Dee Dee says, "Derek, the only person that saw the other person." Exactly. Z Hicks thinks Derek saved Jacob's life. Me too. All right. Thank you all for a very lovely chat. I will see you all tomorrow and later for my review.